anyone and everyone. This is Kim the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective for today. Today is Friday, March 14th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. I'm going to read from the Living Tarot, Witch Bliss. You can find this on Etsy. I just put in Living Tarot, Witch Bliss, and it came up, so I would try that. I took the blinds down in preparation for the shade. I was going to say screen. The shade that's coming on Monday. I did decide to hang up all my wind chimes outside. It's nice out, y'all. Like, I'm getting warm in here. And I got all the windows open and the fans on. I love it. We got one on the table. I think 4 on the table. We got 6 on the table. Seven. Eight. Let's do one more shuffle. Nine on the table. Okay, those almost came out. 10 with bottom of the deck. Let's set this over here. All right, we've got completion, independent. My nose itches. It's all like cat hair in here. Betrayal. I turned over Bubbles' blanket. I usually turn it over on both sides before I wash it. Well, I brush it out and then I wash it usually because it's got so much hair on it. But when I turned it over, all the hair went everywhere. Conflict. Manifestations. We've got revisiting the past. We've got friendship. Anxiety. Emotionally balanced. And bottom of the deck, free spirit. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't really matter. Electrolytes. I think I'm going to make me some coffee soon. Or some tea or something. I should get my butt in the car and go to the S and get me some matcha is what I should do. So I feel like someone completed a cycle. You completed a cycle. Some type of betrayal concerning friendship, disagreement, competition. I think you've been thinking about this a lot. So when I look at the anxiety card, you might feel some anxiety because I feel like somebody thinks that like a friend could pull them back in. Like if you got away from someone that was controlling, manipulative, abusive, and I really am getting a friend. You could take that how it resonates, but I'm really getting more of like a friendship than like a lover or a spouse or a family member. But you might have some anxiety over someone maybe being able to convince you to come back. The thing is we've got independent out here. We've got manifestation out here. Emotionally balanced. Free spirit. I don't I find it very hard to believe that you would be manipulated into going back to an abusive friendship. And there's a difference between, let's say the two of you have a conversation, and let's say they apologize for the way that they treated you. Probably would never happen, right? But let's just say they apologize. And let's say you even give them forgiveness. That in no way means that you have to allow that person back into your life. That in no way means that that person should expect you to allow them back into your life. And just because, you occasionally say hello, like on their birthday or at the holiday, to me, that's not allowing them back into your life. If they don't know what you're doing on any given Sunday, as they say, then they don't know you. They're not in your life. So it's a very different situation letting them back into your life and just being cordial. You know what I'm saying? And again, you don't have to do any of that. If somebody were to reach out to you, or wanting to talk or communicate, like, you don't even have to respond. That's totally up to you how you want to deal with those situations. I was saying this in one of the reads I did earlier. I would never ever condone someone going back to a situation or a relationship where they were abused or hurt or manipulated. Um, I would never. Like, I would never want to go back to that. And I've been in those situations. So I would never ever be like, oh yeah, you should give it another try. No, 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 no. And I was talking about that in the other read too, is there's a difference between a past person in a situation or relationship where it was misjudged, or at the time the situation or the relationship just wasn't meant to be, whereas you're in a situation or relationship with someone that's abusive, manipulative, hurtful. That's totally different. Like, abuse is abuse. Like, once you get out of that, do not go back to that. Do not go back to that. Mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, do not ever expose yourself to that again. I think it's interesting that this has come up a lot today. Revisiting the past, completing cycles, like memories, thinking about the past. I was saying that too. The flip side of that is there's nothing wrong with revisiting the past and looking at memories, good or bad. Not everything was trauma filled, right? You have good memories of people, of situations, of family members. It's okay to revisit that. It's okay to revisit the memories that aren't that great too. Just don't sit there. Don't live there. You should live in the now. And it's kind of funny because I was saying that one of my family members had made a comment to me about like, oh, your whole life has just been total shit. And I had said to that person, or I didn't say to that person, but I thought, like, what are you talking about? Like, who? Listen, I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that like have had just shit lives, because there are, and I feel for them like you wouldn't believe. But my life, I in no way think that my life was just absolutely fucking horrible. Like, I had really great times. I had really bad times. It is what it is. It's a life. And when that person said that to me, I was just like, it's okay to recognize that there's good and bad, and it's bad, and it's okay to look at the good times and laugh about it and feel lighthearted about it, even if those good times involved people that you had bad times with. It's okay to look at the past and feel what you need to feel. That is never wrong, ever wrong. And like I said, this just keeps coming up today because this is probably like the third time I've seen this in the cards. However you ever deal with a situation or a relationship, past or present, that is totally up to you. That is not for anybody to judge. And I say don't go back to past people that are abusive. But if you do that, A, that's for you to make that decision, and B, maybe that just means you haven't learned your lesson. And I know that's hard to hear. I mean, that's hard for me to say. Because again, I don't want to send somebody back to an abusive relationship, but if someone's going to go back to that, knowing that the possibility for abuse is there, then all I can say is maybe you didn't learn your lesson. Maybe the next time you will. Because do I think it's wrong? Yes. Would I do that? No. But it's not for me to. I can't make somebody change. I can't make somebody do something. I can't make somebody see. People have to open their eyes and see for themselves. I think whoever you are, it's funny because this emotionally balanced card stands out to me too. And the free spirit, compassion, diplomatic, inspiration, ideas. These are all things that karmic, toxic people would be attracted to because you're putting off that positive energy and they want to tap into that because they don't know what that is. They don't produce that. They produce negativity. And again, someone being in a karmic, toxic state, I mean, what can I say about that? That's where they're at. They're either going to wake up and grow up and change and heal themselves, or they're not. Think about what the world would be like if we were all healed. Don't get me wrong. Me personally, I think it would be pretty great. But at the same time, I feel like I also personally feel like that's never going to happen because you're always going to have that toxic energy. You're always going to have that karmic energy. And I've said it before, we all have that in us. We just may not display it 100% of the time. like the karmics do, like the toxic people do. But I have it in me. I do things that I shouldn't do. I do things that I regret later. I mean, at least I regret it. At least I recognize it was wrong. At least I get up the next morning and try not to do it again. Not everybody can say that. Whoever this friend was, they used you for your good nature. Kind nature, honestly. I don't think there's anything to be anxious about. I don't think there's anything. What is with this hair sticking up? I don't think there's anything to be anxious about. I think most people would not go back to that situation. And the ones that do, like I said, I think they go back to those situations and they quickly realize, I made a mistake. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There is nothing wrong with that either. My ear really itches. And to me, if the cycle's complete, like more than likely this person's not going to reach out. I think you would know that better than anyone else. I've talked before about the ex best friend, and it's been 2 years and over 2 years. And as far as I'm concerned, that cycle has been long done and over with for a long time. Like, and I've said this a million times, I won't ever reach out to her. I won't. 100% will not. And if she were to reach out to me at this point, I don't even think I would answer, to be quite honest. I don't really think I would answer. Because it's too late. If you wanted to apologize, or even on the reverse of that, if you wanted to bitch me out about something, if you wanted to bitch me out because I talk about you on YouTube all the time, you're too late. Like, take it to somebody who gives a shit, you know? And again, I don't wish her anything bad or anything, you know? Um, again, I always wish that, she has the capacity to heal herself. I don't think that's the case, but I wish for that for her. That way her friends in the future won't be exposed to the things that I was exposed to from that tiny little unhappy individual. Yeah, but I don't, to me the cycle's been closed. To me, she's never gonna reach out. And I've said it before too, unhealed people, narcissistic people, which she most definitely is, abusive, she's abusive, narcissistic, just a nasty ass energy, honestly. She doesn't have the cojones. She doesn't have the cojones. She really doesn't. And it really just comes down to the fact that abusive, narcissistic people, they know they're abusive and narcissistic. And if you know that they're abusive and narcissistic, like for them, it's done. In most cases, for them, it's done. Because how are they going to fight that? How are they going to prove you wrong? Like, you're healing. You have the enlightenment. You have the power. They're not going to be able to change your mind. 99.9% of the time, they're not going to be able to change your mind. They're not going to reach out to you again. like your old supply, and your supply that they can't go back to, you know? So me personally, like I wouldn't worry about it. And quite honestly, like I, you guys know I believe in God. I would go to God and I'd be like, this cycle's done. Thank you very much. Because if you say it, if you believe it, it is. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to leave it there. I hope the message resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all are having as great a day as I am. I can't even tell you. I'm so glad I took the day off. I can't even tell you. The best mental health day ever. I'll talk to you later. Bye.